Hi, I'm Clay Carlino, and I do stuff. And every Friday night, the thing that I do, at least most Friday nights, I know last week was Thursday, but most Friday nights, what I do is I turn on the cameras and I get some kind of ridiculous beverage that may or may not contain alcohol, depending on whether you are over or under the age of 21. And talk about toys, because, I mean, honestly, is there really anything better to do on a Friday night than drink questionable beverages and talk about Transformers toys? And, oh, Joy! Joy is here already! Oh, thank goodness. Joy, I was hoping that we would see you tonight, so... This is for you, Joy. That's right. This is all for you. I got 2 straws. So, I am sorry that you were feeling badly. Oh, Canadian Ranger is here. Canadian Ranger. Oh, is that who was requesting Strongarm? Is that correct? Canadian Ranger! This is for you, and we have included Strongarm, so... That is one for Canadian Ranger. There's another one for Joy. Monica had said that you weren't feeling great earlier, so I'm glad that you're here. And Canadian Ranger, I'm glad that you're here. We got ourselves a Strongarm toy just for you. So, yes, true lady cop. And actually, I love Strongarm's character. I have seen, I think what is the first season of Robots in Disguise. With
just so you know, I'm a hugger.
Yes, and you know what? I feel like Strongarm would be a hugger too. I mean, a very official hugger, but maybe kind of a, wrestle you to the ground and put handcuffs on you because she thought that you stole somebody's wallet kind of hugger. But nonetheless, a hugger. Nonetheless, Connie Field is here. Hey, Connie. Good to see you. This is for you. And by the way, Connie, if those photos that we were receiving were intended to make us jealous, mission accomplished. Very nice. So, we are having a ladies' night. I got all of my majesty on. I got my girl drink. She Strongarm got her own battleizer in the first season finale, which was awesome. So, yeah, Strongarm is pretty cool, and we've actually got one.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. So, before we bust into Transformers, I am going to reveal tonight's special word. The word is... So, whenever I say this word in some form or fashion, then I will imbibe on this liquid that may be fruit juice or maybe, more. Oh, what? Oh, there's a light. Wait. Here. There. Now you can see it. You couldn't see it before, but now you can see it. Yes, we have to turn on that. So, I'm very good with the hand gestures that Monica gives me to try and understand what I'm supposed to do next. I am not very good with the hand gestures that Monica gives me to try and tell me what to do next. So, yes, okay. Oh, Nathan Fillion is here! Hello, Mr. Fillion! You know, that's a good groove. I think it's in Japanese, but it's a good groove. And I'm hoping that the fact that it's in Japanese keeps me from getting a copyright strike against me. So, What, for getting a copyright strike? Oh. Yeah. Oh, we don't... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that I was getting booed. I've got a very fragile ego, and it seems that Mr. Fillion is trying to get me to drink early. Yes, Canadian Ranger, that is an anime version of Ladies' Night, because this is Ladies' Night Part 2. For those of you who weren't here during Ladies' Night Part 1, we talked about Victorion. In fact, Victorion has joined us. Here is Victorion in all of her glory. A fantastic toy that I don't need to tell you all about because a lot of you already know how I feel about this excellent, excellent toy. So, that's Victorion. But I thought that tonight we would talk about some of the more well-known female Transformers. And so I figured we'd pull out Arcee. Yes, Arcee. Not the original female Autobot, but I would say the first female Autobot that was a reoccurring character. Like, we saw Elita 1 and Chromia and Lancer and Greenlight in, and I think Firestar, which they have retroactively rechanged the name to Nova Star, probably because of the Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends character Firestar. I guess she was an X-Man too, but I mean, honestly, who remembers her from the X-Men? It's from Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. So, yeah, and even when I was a kid, it was like, Firestar, that's one of Spider-Man's amazing friends. It was Iceman and Firestar. So anyway, Nova Star, you had those characters in that one episode, and then you never saw them again, except for they alluded to the girlfriend of Orion Pax, who also got damaged during a Decepticon attack, becoming Elita 1. But yes, I am a nerd. Thank you, Homer Simpson, because it pointing out the obvious. So, okay, I guess we're done. Okay, so, even though we did get references to female Autobots before Transformers the movie, Arcee was the first female Autobot character that made regular appearances after her debut in the 2006 movie. And actually, Hasbro didn't want her in there, but the director, I think it was the director, I was just reading the wiki article, but I'm terrible with names. He had two daughters that loved Transformers, and he's like, no, there is going to be a female Autobot as a main character in this movie, and he fought for it, and he got it, and we are all better for it because Arcee was a kick-ass character. She shows up, and yes, she's pink and white, and she looks like Princess Leia naked, and that wasn't by accident. Her character model Floro Deary, I think that's his name. He was the guy who designed the character models for the movie, of which the toys were based off of, which, by the way, was backwards from the way they normally did it. The way that they normally did it was come out with the toys first, and then the character models were designed after the toys, and that's why so many of the toys look very different from the cartoon versions, because the character models changed by the time that the movie was produced from the original concept art that was sent off to be made into toys. But Floro Deary just straight up said that Arcee is the mechanical equivalent of Princess Leia from Star Wars Naked. As though he had to include the word from Star Wars. I mean, how many Princess Leias do we know? So, yeah. And yes, Joy! Joy is asking if this is a Darkwing Duck shirt, because I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the Decepticon that lands and tries to steal your oil. I am Darkwing Duck. I'm not really Darkwing Duck, but I do.
I am the storm.
I am the storm, though. So, yes. So anyway, we have Arcee. She appears in the movie, and even though she's pink and white and looks like naked Princess Leia, she's an ass kicker. You know, she's like straight up saving Hot Rod and saving Springer, and there's that whole love triangle thing, because of course you can't have a female character in a male-dominated franchise without her being everybody's love interest. It's sort of like a D&D group that way. You have the one girl that's in your D&D group and all the guys are in love with her. That's how it works, and that's pretty much the way it works with Transformers. So, okay. So Canadian Ranger has his XFL hat on. Very, very good. New York Guardians. Yes, because everybody wanted the XFL. What was that? Oh, it's back? Really? I thought that died on the vine years ago. I have learned something today. I didn't know that the XFL was back, so, you know, I'm afraid that when it comes to the sports, I know a lot about Transformers.
Roger, roger.
Thank you. So, let's pull out the first Arcee toy. Now, here's where things get kind of complicated. According to, if you were to look up Gen 1 Arcee, they would tell you that this is the first Arcee toy, other than a BotCon exclusive repaint of Transmetals 2 Black Arachnia that came out in 2001. I'm gonna call a little bit of horse shit on this, because this is not, you know, that repaint of, you know, I think that I have, let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go over here and I've got, okay, so let's go to the internet view. This is that repaint that they're talking about. It was a BotCon exclusive. I did not get it because I didn't go to BotCon. And this was, I believe, from 2001. And granted, it's actually pretty kick-ass cool. I would love to have it. I've got nothing against it, but of course, you know, the BotCon exclusive stuff is just ridiculously expensive and very hard to get a hold of after the fact. And, you know, she's very clearly a pink and white Black Arachnia. She really doesn't, you know, I mean, yes, she's got the name Arcee, she's got the color scheme, but that's really where the similarities end. And you know, how does that relate to the Gen 1 character? So in 2004, I think 2004, we had the Transformers Energon series. And in the Transformers Energon series, we had an Omnibot named Arcee. This is a pink and white motorcycle, a super motorcycle, and this is a cool toy. And to me, this, when I saw this on the shelves, I was in love. And you can take that any way you want, but I was already spoken for by that point, so yes. Wait, was I spoken for by that? I think, yes, I was spoken for by that time, so, I was in like with this toy. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that music when I'm talking about female robots. This is the Omnibot Scout class. I guess it's a Scout class, Energon Arcee, and let's go ahead and show her on the super close. Unfortunately, her plastic has started to yellow a little bit, but so here we go. She's a cool looking motorcycle. And this was the first time that we saw Arcee represented as a motorcycle, but it would not be the last. So you can see she's got a really nice motorcycle design. There's a lot of nice detail here. She's got cool weapons, and only by reading the article did I realize that this is not actually the right missile to go with her. She's supposed to have a gray missile. I'm sure that I have it, but when I was looking through my parts bin, I saw a missile that was the same color as the rest of the plastic, and I thought, oh, that must be it. So she's got these big things that become, kind of exhaust pipes for the back, and she's got, this stuff on the bottom, but, very, very good motorcycle transform. And I'm always impressed with a good motorcycle transform because motorcycles are tough. Motorcycles are hard to get right because you have the two wheels that in proportion to everything else are much larger than with a car. You can actually have with a car, you can pretty much have the wheels just integrated to any part because they're a much smaller portion, but with a motorcycle, there's a lot to deal with there. And then you don't have as much to make your robot. So, she looks great in vehicle mode, and I actually really like her even without her weapons. So let's go ahead and take the weapons off. I'm going to try not to shoot the missile accidentally, which I seem to have succeeded for now. It will get lost by the end of the live stream. I'm pretty confident of that. So let me show you the motorcycle mode without all the extra stuff. And once again, you can see she looks great. I mean, pink windshield, which I think is cool. She's got this Energon star on the top here, which is removable. That was one of the gimmicks of this line, is that so the Autobot or the Omnibots were capable of processing raw Energon and turning them into usable Energon that the other Transformers could use, and they could create weapons and things, and that's where all that extra stuff goes. But so you see, this is a great motorcycle design. She just looks awesome. And of course, the other thing that's nice about motorcycles is that you can have the other robots ride on top, which is great. So we've got... Okay! We're still on Transformers. It's okay. Oh, we're doing a Transform? Because I'm... Yes, okay. Got it! We're communicating well tonight. So, woo! So, I'm going to transform her, and the transform is not too difficult on this one. She's a smaller figure, so you're going to split the back. She's got the arms that make up her seat. They're sort of shoulder things, so you split that, and you also have to split this back tire. And if you don't have fingernails, then give up and take her to somebody who has fingernails. You're also going to pull out these bottoms. These are the legs. So you pull those out from the bottom, And then you are going to spread out these. This is the shoulders here. And you're going to... This is where things get a little bit fidgety because you have to tip the windshield forward, just like that. And then you can pull the legs out and rotate them around and get the windshield behind the legs. And then you can kind of straighten out the legs and pull the feet forward because, of course, since she's female, she must wear high-heeled boots. Yes, let's just go ahead and take a look to absorb that. Yeah, these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. And one of these days, these boots... You know what, never mind what these boots are going to do. So you have the legs transformed like that, and then the arms can go down next to the body here, and then you can have the half wheels. See, I like that the wheels split in half. That's kind of a neat thing. And we're going to flip the head forward, and that will allow us to collapse the wheel against her back a little bit more. And then now I'm not real wild about this. I'll accept it, but she's got these little tiny. They're almost like little flipper hands. You know, they've got these little pieces. I'm gonna go to the super close because they're tiny. So it seems like sort of a molded in detail, but it does flip out just like that, and then you twist it around, and that's a hand. And if you look really closely, it's got some fingers kind of molded in there, and so those are the hands. So I'm not a huge fan of the hands themselves, but the rest of the robot mode really looks great. She looks awesome. She's and the face is very, very Gen 1 inspired. She looks like Arcee. You can take the Energon star off of her chest, and that reveals an Autobot symbol. And she's got really cool body dynamics. She looks like a girl. Of course, a girl wearing high-heeled boots, because that's important. So yeah, let's go ahead and put her star back in place. I like the Energon star. So yeah, this is Arcee, and then you've got these extra pieces, and what you do with these is these go together like this, and then you pull out the exhaust pipe on this side, and you can put it in the side there, and you pull out the exhaust pipe on this side, and you can put it in there, and what you've got here is sort of an Energon bow. And don't question it. It's an Energon bow, and then they made this so that, see, she's got these little 5mm holes in the sides of her forearm panel. So even though the little flipper hands can't actually hold anything, you can peg it in, and she can... I almost lost my missile. It almost happened. Okay, there we go. And so now you can have her being like... Let's go to the super close. Yeah. She is archering right now. Look at that. Okay? That is dynamic. Okay? You know what? I don't...
My piece, 50 Cent?
Yeah, I'm eyeing her piece. Look at that. Okay? If I see that looking at me, then it's like, oh crap, I wasn't doing anything nice, lady. Please don't shoot me with that.
All lights best friends are future enemies.
And yeah, she would make a badass enemy. So I'm glad that she's friendly, and hopefully she thinks that I'm friendly, because I don't want to be on her bad side. So yeah, and so this is Energon Arcee. She came out in 2004, and as far as I'm concerned, like when I saw this, I was so happy. You know, this, not that kind of happy. This scratched the Arcee itch. Okay, I did not mean it that way. So, yeah, and I think that for many fans, this really was, you know, sure, it didn't turn into a pink convertible, but you know, she looked great, and I could easily imagine her as the Arcee from the Gen 1, and yes, the Energon series did not relate to the Gen 1 series, but you know what? It was still a great toy, and back then they were really still, you know, the retro thing had not quite caught on yet. So when you got an homage like this, it was really something special. So that is really the first, I'm going to call this the first Gen 1 Arcee that we actually got, because honestly, nobody got the BotCon one unless they were rich or in California. You know, you just couldn't find it anywhere, and it cost like $1 million. So yeah, that is Energon Arcee, and we're just going to set her aside only for now. You know, we will probably see her in a little bit, but there was a just as a side note. So I saw a knockoff that was done at a larger scale of this toy at Big Lots, and it wasn't done very well. The sculpt wasn't very good, and the joints were all loosey goosey, and eventually, when I had to build a new end for my GoBot's gun, I used her Energon weapon, and I cut them into pieces to make this end, glued them together, and that became the end of this gun, because we got this off of eBay, and the end was broken off, it wasn't included, so I needed something, and, you know? So, knockoff Energon Arcee lives in, I don't remember what we named this guy during the last live stream that we talked about him, but Energy Wave. I think this is now Energy Wave. So yes, that is Arcee. You know, another thing that I will say about this figure that I really like is that she looks like a girl. You know, she's got feminine proportions. She's got she's got robot bust. And you know, I have mixed feelings about this, because while I respect the fact that women do not need to be objectified, and if you are a female character, you do not actually need boob armor, the fact that she does have feminine proportions, and she does have a little bit of bustiness, you know, I'm a nerd guy, okay? I'm going to appreciate it. So, I'm just going to own it. And I'm going to own that I like her bust. And I promise this will not interfere in our marriage. I already imagine her as Arcee anyway. So, yeah, Energon Arcee, fantastic toy, and really, not really one of the first female robot toys that we got out of the Transformers series, because we got Black Arachnia back in the Beast Wars days, and she, you know, she did finally get feminine robot proportions. But before then, I don't think that we had any female Transformers that actually looked like female Transformers. We had some GoBots, female characters were in GoBots from the beginning, but they looked the same as their male counterparts. It was just, mechanical robot forms which, had really no gender identity. But nonetheless, yeah, she's great. And so let's continue on in the evolution, because it seems like Arcee as a motorcycle became her identity for a very long time. So yeah, her one leg is a little floppy. I'll insert a little glue later. That's something that I do with my toys when excuse me, when the joints get a little bit floppy. Okay, there is nothing sexy about what I'm going to describe here. Okay, what I do when the joints get... Insert a little glue? How is that hot? How is inserting super glue a sexy statement? Okay, that would be terrible. That would be like the worst thing in the world. Like, can you... Anime nerds, it's called hot gluing? Oh! Oh! Oh, bust. I'm sorry. Monica just explained to me on my message screen over here what hot gluing was. And, you know what? This is a little bit of sweet revenge. I mean, pink Kool-Aid. Pink lemonade. Pink lemonade. Thank you, I needed that. So, I have learned something and my innocence has been shattered forever. And what a terrible thing to do to your anime toys! Why would you do that? I mean, I wouldn't even want to touch them after that. I'm not going to say what it is. You can look it up on your own. Or even better, just don't. Just don't. So, anyway... I use a little bit of super glue, and I'll put some super glue into the joint, and then I'll keep working the joint so that the glue doesn't dry and harden and freeze the joint in place. I mean, it's dicey, and you have to be very careful while you do it, because I have ended up locking the joints and then sometimes breaking the plastic, but I've gotten pretty good at it, and that'll just provide a little bit of friction so that... Oh, Quentin's here! Quentin's here! Hey, Quentin! That's for you, Quentin! So yeah, that just provides a little bit of friction to make those joints tighter, and I've done that on quite a lot of my toys that had loosey-goosey joints. So yeah, she will probably get a little bit of super glue right in that hip joint. Yeah, because that's not cool. So anyway, that started a trend of Arcee being represented as a motorcycle. So when we got to the... Let's see, what would have come next? The movie or Prime? Because Prime came out after the movie. But I feel like it was the second movie. And had Transformers Prime come out? Let's see, this is 2007. And then... this one is 2000. Okay, so the movie came out next, and you had that... You had, I guess it was Revenge of the Fallen, and it had Arcee in it, and she was like a strange unicycle thing. I mean, she turned into a sleek motorcycle, but then her robot mode was just this crazy spaghetti monster on a single wheel, and the toys were god-awful. Just the ugliest pieces of plastic crap. Putrid. Awful. Yeah, they were terrible. And then later, in 2007, they came out with a better movie line Arcee toy that actually looked like something. And so I bought it. And that's this. This is the 2007 movie Arcee. And this is a great looking toy. I mean, look at that. You know, that is a cool looking motorcycle from every angle. And it has some nice little details here. Like, you can see the Arcee emblem here. Let's go to the super close, actually. So, you can see the Arcee 1100 emblem on the side, and then it's also repeated on the little cubby on the back of the motorcycle. So, she has some excellent details. You see the molded in chain details, the different colored rims. You've even got different colored disc brakes. I mean, look at that. The wheel hub is a copper color, and then the brake disc is silver. So that's really cool. Nice blue windshield, translucent. She's also got the translucent plastic around the headlights. So that's really nice. Some nice details on the engines. This is a really cool toy, and the vehicle mode just looks great. So yeah, this is the movie Arcee, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn her into a robot. Now, one thing with this is that the back comes off and it becomes a weapon. And I like when they integrate the weapons in such a way that you have weapon storage. But what I don't like is that if you don't have the weapon, she loses the entire seat. So she doesn't look like much of a motorcycle anymore. That's the sacrifice. Now, if I put a missile in here, then these would extend. And once again, she's armed with a bow. So the idea of Arcee as an archer and as a motorcycle is, very clearly something that got carried over. Scarlet also, let's just take a look here. So, Scarlet also comes with a crossbow. And so I don't know if Hasbro just assumes that if you're female, you're an archer. Maybe Hunger Games, but Hunger Games wasn't out yet. So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why that is. I'm not against it. It's it's kind of cool, but nonetheless. So she has this, which becomes a bow, and oh, Colleen is here. Colleen. So, hello, Colleen. So, Quentin was asking why she doesn't appear in the movies. Well, like I said, a unicycle version of this did appear in the movies, but that really didn't count. And then you also did get a straight up Gen 1 in the Bumblebee movie, and that was great. She looked awesome. So, yeah, Travis Knight, good. Michael Bay, you can suck it. So, anyway, so we were transforming her at some point. And so with this, you're gonna pull these side panels down. Okay, just like this, and then you're gonna pull them out like this to make the legs. And you see this a lot on RC motorcycle toys, which makes sense because, I mean, honestly, there's only so much mass on a motorcycle that you have to use to make a robot. And oh, look at that! She's got high heels again. Come on, Hasbro. I understand, it's a Michael Bay design. What do we expect? Well, actually, this is not a Michael Bay design. It is a Transformers movie line inspired design, but this design was never used in any of the movies. The toy designers were able to make what they wanted to make, but they did have to do it in the Michael Bay shitty-ass robot kind of style. But nonetheless, they had a lot more design freedom. The top is going to lift off here and swing forward. So, you know, in a lot of ways, this is very similar to that Energon toy. And then we're going to swing the legs up and around over the front again. This time, you know, since we've got a bigger figure, we can take this panel and close it right against that. There's a little notch right in there that it folds into. And then we've got a chest panel here. And let's go ahead and split the tire here, just like this. And this is kind of cool. See, the tire splits into two pieces, so you've got two half wheels, and then they're each attached on their own side. And then we can push the head out through here and close up the chest. And now the back can go like this. And she's got sort of a black Arachnia spider butt thing going. Sure. That seems to be pretty common also with these RC toys, is for there to be some kind of a badonkadonk, like an extra trunk in the junk. Some junk in the trunk. There's a thing back there, okay? This is a thing, and it's on her butt. So anyway, so then, wait here, let's go to the super close for this. Keep that rolling. Okay, so there we go. We had her swinging her badonkadonk. I apologize to women everywhere for everything that I just did. I feel dirty. Okay, I'm better now. So anyway, we're going to rotate the arms and swivel them so that we can pull these down like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And so then you've got these joints and you can bring her... Now this is something that I'm not really a fan of. If you notice the way the elbow works, it's going like this, but her hand is in this position. Well, most people don't keep their hands like this. Most people have their hands like this, but you see, this is on a hinge. It's not a ball joint, so you can't twist it around. So she's just got kind of an unnatural joint here. You can kind of do that. I'm being punished. I was bad. So I guess I am not supposed to have my female robot toys shake their butts for the camera. Please no tarantula. Please no tarantula. I remember these. Here you go. So last time I was calling these things crickets. It turns out that these are grasshoppers. You know, actually, they're not that bad. I mean, let's just go ahead to the super close so that everybody can appreciate what's going on here. Yeah, Yeah, that is a grasshopper. Appreciate the texture. It's all there with some delicious barbecue seasoning.
This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
There we go. So, grasshoppers. You know, I'm just gonna say that you heard it here first. I predict that in 50 years, our society is going to get plenty of its food from insect things, you know, like mealworms and stuff like that. I think that as population continues to grow on this planet, we are going to be forced to start expanding our palate to include sources of food that are easier to cultivate, and there's lots of insects and they're easy to raise. So I think that's and see, Joy would eat one. So, you know, there you go. Nutty flavor. Let's see. What does it say? This is the chipotle recipe. So, yeah, this is chipotle flavored. And so, yeah, there we go. There's one. They're kind of crunchy. So, with a little bit of chewiness. I mean, crisp and chewy. But nonetheless, grasshoppers. That's what I get for exploiting my female robots. And I feel like I deserve to be punished for that. So, you know, now I feel better. Anyway, so she's got these arms, and they're a little bit oddly jointed because of the elbow in relation to the wrist. But nonetheless, the robot mode is pretty good until you look at these wheels. These wheels, there's nothing to lock them into place. They can't swing out behind her to get out of the way. Now, I'll show you what I saw online that I guess is something that you can do. So I guess these fold down, and she's got these little circular things here that they can kind of click into, just like that. Sort of, yeah. Well, wait here. We'll get it. We will get it. I've never actually done this before, and I will probably never do it again because the picture I saw was just it looked terrible. So supposedly you can kind of click the wheels. Boy, that side doesn't want to do it. And yeah, it seems like her arms have to be in just the right position to do it. So yeah, there we go. So now,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
yeah, it's sort of like a bra made out of motorcycle tires. I don't know who decided that this was okay, but it's not. There's nothing cool about that.
Ice Bear wants his money back.
You know what? Ice Bear should get his money back because that's terrible. That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. And you know, otherwise, you know, the wrist thing hurts the design a little bit, but I can kind of forgive that. You know, you can still get the arms into some interesting poses, but you know, I hate this thing with the tires. There's just nothing to do with them. She's got an interesting head sculpt, and there's parts of it that I like, and there's parts that I really, really don't. So let's go back to the super close. So you look at the head sculpt, and what I like about it is it actually kind of looks like she has hair swept over to the side. You know, she's got a part on one side, and then the hair comes down, and you know, that's kind of cool and interesting. So I like that. And then the eyes and nose, you know, that actually looks all right. You know, I'm completely okay with that. But then you get lower, and she's got this. I don't know what they were doing with the mouth. I'm sorry, but she looks like a blow-up doll. And a blow-up doll with sort of a mechanical spaghetti face. I'm sorry, Arcee. I mean, I don't mean to be critical, but you know, you got these. You're doing this. What are you implying?
Excellent!
So, I guess we can't ask for too much from any toy that was based off of one of Michael Bay's movies, because he's a talentless moron. You know, that's not completely true. He's not talentless. The Rock was great. Armageddon is a lot of fun, and that new that new movie called Ghost something that Ryan Reynolds was in on, what was that? Like Ghost 6 or something. 9 Against. 9 Against. It had Ryan Reynolds in it, and it was a Michael Bay movie, and it was a Netflix exclusive, and that was awesome. Okay, and it's like, oh, thank you, Michael Bay, for finally doing something that doesn't suck. You know, it was a lot of fun and funny and ridiculous, and you know, so 9 Against. 6 Underground. 6 Underground is the name of the movie. It was called 6 Underground, and it had Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, and you know, lots of violence and car chases, and way over the top, and it was a lot of fun. Boat plus a giant magnet. You know, it was awesome, and you know, if Michael Bay would just continue to do stuff like that, then maybe I will forgive him someday. Just as long as you never... Oh, you know what? Okay, everybody. You know what I'm going to say.
Shut up, Grandma!
No, I got to get this out. Everybody, just back away from your screens. I need to talk to Michael Bay. Michael Bay, I'm willing to forgive you someday for the Transformers movies. Someday. Not anytime soon, but someday. If you keep making movies like 6 Underground or Underdog or whatever it was called, and never, ever, under any circumstances, come anywhere close to any childhood toy franchise ever again, you stupid moron!
We now return to the Transformers.
And now everybody can get back to your screens. So, anyway, this is Movie Arcee, and, you know, great vehicle mode, decent robot mode, about as good as you're going to get from one of the movie toys, and just a vast improvement over the one that was actually shown in the movie, which was just a pile of crap. So, you know, I like this toy, if for no other reason, because it actually looks like something, whereas the thing that was actually in the movie was garbage. You know, once again, we've got some nice some nice female dynamics on the body. Let's go ahead and show her on the super close. Give her her due. So, she's... once again, you have to have high-heeled boots because that's important. And then, she's got female-looking legs and sort of a Barbie doll figure and feminine physique. She's got the blow-up doll head. What I will say, though, is that while we're doing female form robots, once again, I'm completely okay with us doing other body types. Let's get a Scorpia. Let's get a female Transformer that's built like Scorpia. A little bit.
Good morning, world. Force Captain Scorpia reporting for duty.
Yeah, she would be great. Scorpia is absolutely feminine, but not like Barbie doll. And I want to see that. I think that would make for a very interesting toy. So,
just so you know, I'm a hugger.
And you know what? I would hug you, Scorpia, because I love you. And Monica's okay with it. She gave me a thumbs up, okay? If, you and me, Scorpia, I love you. And I respect you for your heart. You're a true friend. I would love to be friends with Scorpia. So, anyway, that's enough about movie Arcee. Not bad, but wait, okay. I'm getting a present here. Just hold it, because I can do this. There we go. Okay, I guess since I was good and respected Scorpia, I get a present. I don't know what the present is. Oh my gosh! Is this Godzilla snacks? And Chewbacca jelly bellies? Wow! Okay, wait a minute here. Here, I'll give you this back. Okay, wait here. So, let's... okay, so, I would expect Chewbacca jelly beans to be brown, but, these are purple, white, and blue. I'll take them anyway. Let's just take a look here. Oh, and there's one shocking pink one. Look at that. So let's just get some jelly bean action here. And, okay. Oh, this is good. The white ones are kind of a vanilla flavor. Oh, yeah. No, they're kind of like icing. They taste like vanilla icing. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's try a purple one. Grape. And of course it's going to be grape. Alright, wait a minute here. Now, I understand that I've got more jelly beans, but I've also got Godzilla snacks. I don't know where you got Godzilla snacks, but I'm in favor of Godzilla snacks. I don't know what to expect from a Godzilla. Oh wait, maybe this isn't a snack. Oh wait, this is a Godzilla blind bag. Look at that. I've got the land-based the land-based Muto. Okay, wait here. Super close. Yeah, look at that. Oh, he was creepy. What a creepy thing. Wait, I thought that the female flied. Oh, so the male flied? Okay, so, yeah, this is the female Muto. And, what was that? I don't know what that, you're saying things and Oh, it's ladies' night. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's the she, of course, because ladies' night. All right. Well, okay, that's pretty awesome. So we will put we will put the female Muto with my with my little Deadpool riding a chimichangas on the brain. So, we've got this from the last time, and now we've got this. So these guys can go together. There we go. And I'm knocking stuff over. Okay, now I have jelly bean in my teeth. I'm sorry, the jelly bean is stuck in my teeth. I don't know what to do. All right, so anyway, so that is movie Arcee. Once again, a motorcycle. Once again, a little bit of junk in the trunk. And then this concept followed itself through to the Transformers Prime series, which the first edition came out in 2011. Now, we got a special edition one that came packaged with a Bumblebee that was decorated as a taxi cab, and we got these two little PVC figures of Raph and what's his name? Jack and Raph from the show. So let's just go to the super close so you can see them. And they're wearing their I Love New York t-shirts. So they're done in with New York clothing. Great sculpts on these. I wish they were posable. And I understand that they were intended to be a very cheap extra. And they look great for what they are. But yeah, this was for the New York Comic-Con, and so we actually did get it. Monica got it for me because she's magic. And, but, I want Jack to be able to get on Arcee, and he can't do it because he's got to stand and he doesn't have joints. He can only just stand there and be like, hey, I'm Jack. You a robot? You a woman? Come with me. That's not really what Jack said. But nonetheless, I dropped Raph and he disappeared. That's a shame. I really liked Raph. But, and then it came with an Arcee version of the first edition toy, done in Gen 1 Arcee colors. And you can see that she's starting to yellow a little bit too, which is very disappointing. But nonetheless, she looks great, and she has these blades that come off of the sides, and I've got the other one somewhere, but they just attach to the side here. And then she looks like this. And this is a great motorcycle. I mean, she looks fantastic. Once again, they're making excellent motorcycle toys. And let's go ahead to go to the super close. So you can see all of her splendor. The windshield looks great. The blue clear in the front looks great. Lots of detail. She just looks cool. She looks really cool. And she's a great vehicle. And so let's go ahead and let's transform her. And this is, so what we're going to do is, once again, you're going to see some familiar moves. Now, this time we are going to have to release these side panels. So they just kind of pull out from the sides, and then her arms fold out from there. Okay, so that's a little bit different. And this time she has complete arms, no nubs, and they're jointed correctly. So, already this toy is a great step up. And then once again, you have the legs that fold down from the bottom, just like that. And here's something that's kind of cool. Because of the way it transforms, you have this wheel that's underneath the feet. So when she's in robot mode, you could actually have her acting like a unicycle. I don't know why you want to, but I think that that's cool. Thank you. So yeah, you do that, and then we're going to pivot at the waist, and once again, junk in the trunk. Because reasons. So, oh, Hope is here! Hope is here! That's for you, Hope. So, let's go ahead and now sometimes it's hard to get the wheel to come apart. There we go. Okay, so that's good. And then you're going to transform the wheel into feet. You're going to fold up the wheel like that, rotate the tire around out of the way, and then the foot just kind of kicks forward here, just like this. So there. And then there's a double hinge here so that this whole thing can kind of collapse into the back of the leg. And, okay. Let's go to the super close. You know what I'm going to show you. There it is. She's got high heels. Now, these are at least more reasonable heels. You know, they're not as crazy as her other high heels. So I guess she's making progress. But, yeah, apparently, if you're a girl robot, you have high heels. You know what? I'm just going to throw something out. I hope I don't end up having to eat crickets because of this. Maybe Arcee likes having high heels. Maybe she feels like she looks better in a high heel and she feels more confident and it improves her self-image. And if that's what she wants, then you know what? I'm not going to shame her for it. She can wear whatever kinds of feet that she wants. However, if Arcee, if you're just being forced to have high-heeled feet because of a bunch of misogynist toy designers at Hasbro, shame on them. Shame, shame, shame. Can we get the shame, you know, shame on you, Hasbro designers, if you are forcing... Yes.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
So there you go. Yeah. But, you know, I guess that's where we're at with that. So, anyway, I'm going to transform the other foot. This folds up like this. And then I bring the foot forward, and then I do this little double joint thing here to, if I can. Okay, it goes like, oh, you have to rotate the wheel so that it can collapse, and then it goes in like this. And then you have that, and then we bring the arms down, and then, okay, now this is where things get a little complicated. So you're going to split the front of the motorcycle, and I've got mixed feelings about this because in some ways I think it's really kind of a cool transform, and I like the way that they use the parts that make up the front of the motorcycle, and then you see you split everything into sections. So you have this section and this section, and they can kind of fold out like this, and then the front of the motorcycle just kind of goes around, and you fold these back, and while you're at it, you can pull the back and pull up the head, just like that, and then you're going to close it back up, and now you've got the head on the top of the chest, and now these front panels that were on the front of the bike swing forward, and they go onto the chest like this. And then the motorcycle front can collapse down like this, and it becomes a little bit of back kibble, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. And so, you know, that, you rotate around the arms, but that is Arcee, and let's give her one of her blades, because her blades are cool. They plug into the bottom of the arms here. So, you know, she's like a badass ninja. It's sort of like the bat lift that Worf always used in Star Trek before he would get knocked down. And so, you know, this is a great looking figure. This is an awesome figure. And I like everything about it. Well, okay, almost everything. I feel like, let's just go to the super close. And maybe I'm overanalyzing, but I feel like the cone boobs, she's a little bit busty. Yeah, I know, I said it. But I mean, look at that. That's just a little bit ridiculous. She's sort of busting out all over the place. So, yes, I said busty like 3 times now. Oh, I think that I've just about killed that. That's delicious, by the way. Oh, do you need that back? Okay. So yeah, on one hand, I love what they did design-wise with the motorcycle and with the transform, and I love her dynamics, and I also like that she is a little bit non-humanoid. You look at her proportions, you look at her body dynamics. She's, you know, she looks a little bit more alien, but she still looks very feminine. You know, she doesn't necessarily have sexy badonkadonk hips like Energon. Yes, I just admitted that the Energon version of Arcee has sexy badonkadonk hips. And I'm probably going to regret that later in life, but there it is. So, but nonetheless, she still has a very feminine body style, and I think that it's very interesting. I really like that from a design point of view, because, you know, guys are ugly anyway. So, you know, as a heterosexual male, I like the female form better. So, oh, we got some more of this. So, you know, you can rotate these side pieces up, but, you know, like, they don't become wings or anything because the top of the motorcycle gets in the way. I guess you could do something. Well, no, that's about as far as they can go, and that's cool too. I don't prefer it that way. I think it's unnecessary. If you leave them down along the sides of the arms, then they just follow the contour of the arms, and she looks really great. Let me go ahead and go on to super close so you can really see the details here. Fantastic face sculpt. She looks great. She looks like she does in the show. She's got a nice, pleasant expression. You know, the detail around the collar and that Autobot symbol right below her neck is really cool. If you get past the bustiness, yes, I know I said it again. I'll and wait, I'll do one more because I've got to complete the sentence. So, back to the super close. If you get past the bustiness, it's actually a very cool chest design. You know, it's robotic, but it's angular and it's sleek, but it's also cool. You know, you look further down the body, and you know, she's, you know, I love the proportions of the upper legs to the lower legs. I love the way that her feet kind of, you know, they kind of flare out at the bottoms. And, you know, yes, she's got high heels, but she's got much more respectable feet than any of the previous version. This one is not wearing go-go boots. You know, she's kind of got sensible shoes, and I respect that. So yeah. Oh, Kyoji's here. He's checking in from his phone. Kyoji, this is for you. So, yes, Kyoji, you've just been missing a ladies' night, and so we are talking about Arcee, and we haven't even gotten to Black Arachnia and Windblade yet, but you know, we're working on it. So yeah, also very important. Let's see. We can, you know, because she turns into a motorcycle, we can have her, you know, we can actually have her ride other versions of herself, and that's pretty awesome. Rather than transform the movie one, which takes a little bit, I'm just going to use this, but you know, so you can do stuff like that, which is great. And you know, actually, let's just. We'll take Energon Arcee. So we can absolutely have Energon Arcee. It's a motorcycle. You sit on it. Anyway, so anyway, that's a good way to introduce the following year deluxe class Transformers Prime Arcee. And when I first got this, I thought that it was a repaint of this one. But it is not. It is actually a little bit smaller, and the transform is just a little bit different. You know, once again, excellent motorcycle mode, and you know, you can see her. Looks great. Let's go to the super close. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because at this point, Hasbro has proven that they know how to make a motorcycle transformer, and this is just as good as any of them. Yeah, it looks great. When you transform it, once again, you're going to fold up these side flaps, but notice that the arms are no longer attached to those side flaps. The arms are on the sides here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. There. Okay. So you pull the arms out, but don't pull them out too much. Once again, you have unicycle legs. You know, she can do the thing. So, you know, if you ever want to do that, I'm kind of surprised that wasn't something that ever got used in the show, except it probably, it's a little bit silly. So I guess I see why they never used it in the show. But nonetheless, you can do it. Now, there we go. You know, yesterday when I was transforming this, I fought trying to get that tire apart for like 10 minutes. Joy has a question. I've been meaning to ask, are those rarity prayer candles in the corner? Yeah, yes, these are rarity votive candles that we made for a convention, and we actually sold these at our table. And yeah, rarity votive candles. So yes, that the answer to your question is yes. And thank you, Kyoji. I very much like my tiara. So yeah, we'll put that right there. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so she's got her arms off to the sides, and now this whole front apparatus kind of folds back, and then you can pull the wheel down, and you can just kind of turn it sideways, and then we can pull the head up, and boom! Oh, we have to transform the feet. So the feet are going to flip around like this. Wait, here. Wait. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And they just fold up like this. So actually, not a terribly difficult transform, which is a little bit different for some of these figures, because, you know, usually she's a little bit complicated. You can twist the wrists on this one, so, you know, even though she comes out with her hands kind of up in this position, you can twist the wrist and give her a more natural position. And there we go. And yes, once again, we have junk in the trunk. There it is. We can't seem to get away from Arcee having some kind of butt panel. I don't know why that is, but nonetheless, that is. And oh, wait a minute. So Monica brought this out. Was this from one of the prequels, like the waitress from Attack of the Clones? So yeah. Dexter Jeter's Restaurant. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go to the super close. I guess if Arcee ever can't fight Decepticons anymore, she could be a waitress at Dexter Jeter's Restaurant, because, you know, that's she's got the unicycle thing. So, you know, if she can carry drinks. Oh, wait, I'm ruining. Okay, so WA7 waitress droid. Okay, this is a WA7 waitress droid. I feel like they're objectifying her, but I guess she's an object. So thank you for that. Thank you. So yeah, this is probably one of the best robot modes that we have seen for Arcee to date. She's got these wing things that I don't believe that she had in the show, but nonetheless, she's posable, she's dynamic, she looks like she did from the cartoon. She doesn't have too much, you know, stuff in the front, which I did not say. But, you know, her transform is interesting, but not too complex. She has some back kibble, but not too much. So, yeah, this is an excellent, excellent toy. You know, it's hard to do better than that, especially at this scale. And the body dynamics are interesting and cool. Oh, and I pulled that arm off. Well, maybe we've found one flaw with this. It's that it's easy to pull the arms off. But the joints don't break, so, you know, there is that. You know, ideally, I should be able to rotate the wrist. Yeah, that's a little bit tighter than the joint is at the shoulder, but... So, yeah, let's go to the super close so that you can, you know, appreciate... You know, she looks great. She just looks great. And she looks like she walked out of the show. And I really like that. You know, I love the detail on the legs. The feet, once again, okay, we have an implied high heel here. But at least, again, reasonable feet. Still insisting on it being a high-heeled shoe. But, you know, maybe she likes it that way. But, you know, posable, dynamic, just excellent, excellent toy. You know, I would rate this toy as, like, 9 out of 10, maybe higher. Because I don't really have any criticisms of her, to be honest, except that the arms fall off. But yeah, fantastic. And yes, she's a very different Arcee than the one that we got to know in Gen 1. But she's just as valid. And so, and a strong character, and I loved her relationship with Jack and with the other Autobots. You know, she, okay, I must have done something else right. Okay, I'm getting a present. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but, woo! I got nugs! Wait, here, I'll give you that back. Oh my gosh. I think I get these because I finished all of that drink, and Monica wants me to be able to not slur my words. So, yeah. So, Kyoji was just saying that maybe the back flap is to protect her robot booty. Maybe, yeah. And maybe she just doesn't want the male bots to be staring at her ass. That could be it too. No dip, but that's okay. You know, I can, sometimes I use ketchup, sometimes barbecue sauce, but yeah, no dip right now. So, these, just so that everybody knows, these are protein nuggets. They are not made of meat. They are some kind of crazy nuclear chemical that has protein in them and tastes like chicken, and has a very similar texture to chicken, but apparently is not chicken. I should probably be worried, but they're delicious. So, yeah. Thank you. All right. That's good. That's a lot of girl drink, and the faculties are getting a little bit funny. So that is 3 different versions, and then there's this little tiny version of Transformers Prime Arcee. And I'm just gonna, it comes with this very rubbery gun, just like that, and then you pull the side panels out. There's not a whole lot to say about this one. Once again, we can give her a unicycle mode, because that's important. And, like her larger counterpart, she has wings. And in this one, the wheels... Yeah, I do really respect what they did here. They managed to get the front and rear wheels to both fold up around the back of her legs, even though one comes from the front and one comes from the back. And then she's got... The arms are not great, but they are what they are. Let's go ahead and show her on the super close. So, that is Legends class Arcee. I forget when she came out. She came out a little bit later, but she looks great, for a tiny figure. And it's a good transform. And if you need an Arcee toy that fits in your pocket to take to wherever, then this is the one to get, because she's great. Not superposable, but not bad. She does have knee joints. Her arms only have shoulder joints, no elbows. But she's cool. There she is. So, set her aside, and now we'll move on to what the Transformers Wiki called the second Arcee toy. 2014 Transformers Generations Arcee, and this is obviously the one that everybody who is a fan of the movie wanted for years and never got. So, it's a fantastic looking vehicle. but I don't like it. I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. I feel like they kind of phoned some things in. If you look underneath the vehicle, and I know that, you know, you put it on a table and it's fine, but she's got these little dinky wheels. Let's go to the super close. So she's got these little dinky skinny wheels. They're like tricycle wheels. They could have had this wheel be part of the ankle, and then, you know, maybe had it fold up on the leg or something. But no, it's just attached to the inside of the fender, but it's really, really skinny. And the same thing with the back. They've got it inside the thigh, and again, it's just this little skinny wheel, and I don't buy it, and I don't like it. I think that it makes it look cheap, and so here I'm going to transform it. You can see the car mode, and the car mode does look great. I will say that. The car mode looks great. It looks like it did in the movie, and if this had come out in Gen 1, oh, I would have been thrilled. But, you know, the bar for the Gen 1 toys at that point was a little bit low. But it's also very light. You know, it feels like there's just not a lot there. So I'm going to take off the Energon swords here. And she's got all sorts of these little special places here, and I'm starting to feel that special juice that I've been drinking. The head is getting a little bit swimmy, so I'm going to work real hard to be able to complete sentences. So she's got these rectangular things that fit the hilts of her weapons all over, and that's great. I mean, it's like some of the things that they did were loving and really, really cool. But some of the things that they did were just kind of, why? You know, you can even mount these under the fenders. Now, I don't know how she would be able to drive like that, but, you know, you can do that. And then her other weapons are stored inside. Look, she's got this big fat gun here. Okay, and that's great, because it's like, you know, Arcee, just because she's a female robot does not mean that she needs to fire a dinky gun. She's got a big fat gun that would blow the shit out of you. And I just dropped it. Wait a minute, here. Ugh. So, you know, that's the gun. Look, you know, even the gun is cool. You know, look at that. That is a cool looking gun. And again, you know, she's got those rectangular connectors that allows you to put them anywhere on the vehicle mode, and there's lots of places to use it on the robot mode. She's got another gun that is stored right here, and you know, that's another great thing about this toy, is that they have planned for weapon storage for all the weapons, and they loaded her up. There was obviously an inspiration by the IDW comics, in which she was kind of a death-dealing psychopath. She was great in the IDW comics. And now, the hole is really deep on this, so I'm having a little trouble getting it out. I'm just waiting for the sound effect. No? Nothing? I guess I don't have any. Oh, I thought that I was going to get the sexy music because I said I couldn't get it out. Oh, you're I guess Monica is above such low-hanging fruit. So yeah, there is another gun here, and maybe once I'm going to start to transform it, get the arms out of the way. There we go. So she's got another gun here, and that's also a very cool gun, a smaller one. And so let's transform her. And I think that you're going to see some of my criticisms once I transform her. So you have this sort of stomach panel that swings up like that, and then you have the torso right here, and then you've got the legs that are folded out underneath the car body, and then split the legs like that, and then she's transforming. I have nothing to do with that. So, and then you bring the legs down, and then you flip the feet forward, just like that. So, there you go. And then the shoulders are on these two little things that spread out like that. And now the trunk is just going to fold underneath like that. And then, once again, junk in the trunk. You know, she's got this butt plate, which is important for any Arcee toy. And then the entire hood of the car, fenders and all, just folds down like this, and then that upper torso combines with the back half of her torso, and her leg and her head clicks back like that. And now let's load her up with her arsenal. So you've got these rectangular holes on her arms and legs, and you've got the places where she can hold her weapons with her hands. You can hang the guns, like you can have her hold the guns. You can have the guns on her legs. You can have the swords on her back, like this. You know, you can do that, or you can give her the swords. This is what I like to do. I like to put the guns on her legs, and lose the sword. I lost the sword. Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So there we go. And then give her, she can dual wield the swords. And see, if you wanted, you could even put the swords on the arms like this. So, like, she could even have the swords on her arms, and then dual wield the guns, or vice versa. You could have the guns on the arms and dual wield the swords. Oh, I'm losing swords right and left here. Trying to show a thing. So, you know, we got that, and we've got that. Okay, so, you know, she is badass. She is completely badass. And you look at all the weapons that they gave her, and all the different ways that they gave her to use the weapons, and I mean, that is super, super cool. Let's go to the super close. Okay, you look at the design of the head sculpt and the body and everything. She looks excellent. She really does, and she's very poseable, and she's got all the weapons, and she does kind of look like the mechanical equivalent of Princess Leia naked. So, you know, I mean, if Princess Leia had really boxy boobs, but nonetheless, you know, she is the embodiment of the Gen 1 cartoon. But then I look at this huge front half of a car that she's just carrying around on her back, and you know, I feel like the fenders could have been incorporated into the shoulders. Did the fenders have to be part of this giant panel? You know, could a little bit more of the car hood have been incorporated into her chest? Maybe. You know, that's just, I mean, and the other half of the car is underneath here. So, you know, we do this, you know, now we've got an entire car on her back, and it's all hollow. It's, you know, so as much as I want to love this toy, and I want to think that it's awesome, it's got some awesomeness to it. Don't get me wrong, okay? there are things that are absolutely awesome. I love all the weapons. I love that she's got all these different mounting points where she can store her weapons and carry them, and she can hold them in different ways. And I love the figure. I love the posability. There's a lot to love here. I do keep dropping the swords. I do keep dropping the swords. But nonetheless, there's a lot to love about this figure. But gosh, guys, I mean, if I could take off this whole back section and just build a car out of it. I just have to add 2 little bicycle wheels to the back end, and it would be the entirety of her car mode right there. So she, that hurts the design, and she does feel, she feels like there's just not much to her. So, as much as I want to say that this is the best Arcee that they've ever come out with, this is the most accurate Gen 1 movie Arcee that they've ever come out with. But they are doing a masterpiece version, which I'm really looking forward to. Have we pre-ordered that yet? Okay, we've pre-ordered that. I can't say the word pre-order because I've had a little bit too much of this.
Hello there.
So I'm just going to eat another one of these because I can't speak. It's delicious. I have no idea what it's made out of, but it's delicious. This is, it's a great toy, but I feel like we have a superior toy in Transformers Prime Arcee. Sorry, Hasbro. So, anyway, that is Arcee. And so you can see that Arcee has actually had a pretty substantial history, even though for a long time Hasbro didn't even want to make female Transformer toys. But Arcee is not the first Transformer that we saw as a female Transformers character made into a toy that actually looked like a female toy. That honor goes to Black Arachnia. I believe that is the first female Transformers toy that actually looked like a female Transformers toy. Let me, you can research that, see if I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat another grasshopper. So, now, the first Black Arachnia toy was a repaint of Tarantulas, and I of course have a Tarantulas that is not in a box. Protein particles. But this is the 10 years Beast Wars anniversary signed by 3 of the voice actors. So I just wanted to show this off. My loving wife Monica won this at the Iacon 1 convention. And, they had a complete set of these toys signed by the voice actors, and she was not going to lose that auction. So this is a reissue of Tarantulas, and Black Arachnia was simply a recolor of Tarantulas. And, you could sort of see how they modified the proportions of the Tarantulas body form in the show to make Black Arachnia, but boy, they took a lot of liberties. The toy really did not do her justice. So it took Black Arachnia a while to actually get her own distinctive toy, and I don't have every Black Arachnia toy, but I will show you one of the earliest ones that I have. This is the Beast Machines Black Arachnia, and this is a cool toy. First of all, this spider mode is just amazing. Look at that! it is cool. The colors are cool. The limbs are cool. They're jointed, and she's got 8 of them, and she's got pinchers, and she's got fangs, and she's got translucent parts. She is an amazing toy. I mean, if this didn't even transform into a robot, it would be a cool toy. Here, come look at the super close. I can't speak, but here's the super close. Look at that. That is an amazing toy. You know, look at the detail on the back section, on the abdomen here. You know, the red really pops. And, you know, the colors are so distinctive and unique. The kind of mustard yellow with the iridescent purple is just fantastic. And then you go to the midsection where it's clear. You know, that looks fantastic. And then you have the mandibles and the front and the pinchers and all of these jointed legs. I mean, she is just a cool toy. Look at those back legs. I mean, that is just a work of beauty. This is an engineering masterpiece. Absolutely a masterpiece. I love this toy. I guess I made that clear. But, so, to transform it, okay, there's some cool things that happen with this toy. So, you take the side legs here, and you actually put them together, just like that. You line up the little pins, and boom, you have a robot leg. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right there, like that. And then we're going to pull these legs down and out of the way. And now this is where things get a little bit janky. We're going to twist around the front legs, you know, the robot legs, and we're going to do, you know, you see this little hinge right here. Okay, there's a hinge right here. This closes like that. You see what that did? Open and closed. So that kind of brings those together like that. And now we're going to pull the abdomen out. We're going to these legs are on this panel here, which hinges right like this. Now you get the hair out of the way, because you remember that by Beast Machines the Transformers were techno-organic, so they could actually have hair. And then you do that. Oh, and I lost an arm. Wait, here, I caught the arm. We're gonna just put the arm right back on like this. There we go. And let's just put our arms up, twist her around like this, and then the whole abdomen is going to collapse down, and in a move that we have seen quite a bit. See, I believe that these kind of things. Oh, and this is kind of cool. Wait a minute here. I'm going to show this in the super close. Let me untransform this, because I didn't show this before. In the spider mode, when you move the front legs, the mandibles pinch. Look at that. That's so cool. It's completely unnecessary, but it's cool. Okay, so now that I've shown off the mandible action, we can actually put these legs up in here and just sort of bring them up out of the way, and then close this down over top of it, and there we go. You know, now we fold these around like that, and the whole front section is covered by the abdomen of the tarantula, and now we have her robot mode. And of course, once again, we have a huge badonkadonk in the back. Apparently, this is important because we've seen it on just about every version of Arcee, and now we're seeing it again on Black Arachnia. She's got a giant spider butt. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I am. Because honestly, this toy is so impressive that if they have to cram a bunch of spider parts into the butt, I'm gonna deal with it. She also feels very solid. You know, she feels substantial. Her joints are tight, and let's go to the super close so that you can see some of these details. So let's just go here. So first of all, you look at the head sculpt, and you see all these panels on her forehead. Well, you can move these up, and when you slide them up, it reveals that she has 8 eyes in her robot mode. Look at that. 3 there, 3 on the next row, and then 2 regular robot eyes. Wait, here, let's put that up. So there we go. So, yeah, she's got 8 eyes in her robot mode. She's got long hair with the Black Widow symbol on the, that little detail on the hair. That looks great. I love what they did with the arms. Look at that hollow thing there. You know, it's so distinctive and unique, and then they copied it here in the forearm. And then you've got these elbow joints, which are on ball joints, and then the forearm twists. There's amazing posability in this figure. And then she has these creepy, long fingers. Look at that. You know, that is unsettling right there. That is horror movie stuff right there. And it looks great. The iridescent purple is fantastic. And now look at her body sculpt, okay? This was sculpted by a very lonely industrial designer. I mean, somebody loved Black Arachnia. You know what? Yes. She's got boob armor. She's wearing a corset. She's got purple robo panties. She's got thick thighs. She's got muscular legs. I mean, she was made for somebody to fantasize about. And then she's got these feet here, and I don't know what part of the fantasy that is. I also don't know what part of the fantasy these fingers are. But this is a fantastic toy. Absolutely fantastic. Quite possibly one of the best female Transformer toys ever made. She deserves it. She deserves it. She's expressive. She's posable. She's dynamic. She's got a fantastic robot mode. She's got a fantastic beast mode. Look at that. You just can't beat that. She is an amazing toy by any standard, and I just love her. So this is Beast Machines Black Arachnia, and if you ever have the chance to pick one up on the secondary market, you know what, just do it, because she looks great on a shelf. Actually, I believe that this one for a long time was right on Monica's desk, because she's just so kick-ass. And it's funny because every now and then she would change from robot mode to tarantula mode and vice versa, and I don't think that Monica was doing that. So respect. That's what it's about. It's about respect, and we need to not objectify women, especially capable, intelligent women such as Black Arachnia. And I'm going to set you down as because it's disrespectful for me to be handling you. I fear my toys. So, yeah, I know. So we are almost at 2 hours, and I have not even gotten to, I'm going to divert for a second, because we promised to get to Strongarm, and I've got one Strongarm toy, and she's pretty simple, but she's also pretty awesome. Strongarm is from the Transformers Robots in Disguise series that is recent. Now, back like 15 years ago, there was another Robots in Disguise series that is now referred to as Car Robots because that was the Japanese title. And in an effort to distinguish it from the current Robots in Disguise series, then we will refer to that as Car Robots and this as Robots in Disguise. This is Strongarm, the enthusiastic Autobot who was a bit of a rule hound in the Robots in Disguise cartoon. She turns into a police SUV, and I love her vehicle mode. Her vehicle mode is really excellent. It's a cool looking vehicle, and I like that she's a truck. She's essentially a truck, and she's allowed to be a truck. This is. Here, let's go ahead and go to the super close so you can see the vehicle mode. I love her boxiness. I love her color scheme. I don't collect a lot of the Cyberverse stuff, which is why I've missed out on most of the versions of Strongarm. But I fully expect that Strongarm will make her way into the Generations line, as so many other popular Strong characters have, because she's really, really cool, and I fully expect to see a Generations quality toy made in the future. So she's also got this cool feature. You press this button on the back, and then she does that. So she's got like an off-road mode, her arms sort of pop out, and then she's got this, this cool suspension thing happening, and that's pretty cool. And then also you can transform her from this point, and and there you go. The Cyberverse figures are very, very simple, and so there's not a whole lot of posability, but she looks good, and she does have some posability. She you can't even lift her legs, which is a little disappointing, but I'll deal with it. Nonetheless, very, very cool. And I look forward to future versions of Strongarm where we get to see her in more detail. And also, let's just notice that she has a non-traditional body style. She is not, there's no boob armor here. There's no bustiness. Here we go. Very good. So, but nonetheless, it fits. You look at her, and she, it's sort of like General Phasma. Was it Captain Phasma? Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma did not need boob armor. Okay, she was an intimidating, shiny stormtrooper commander character that you knew that she was a she, and you also knew that she was going to kick your ass. So, I kind of equate her a little bit more like Scorpia, and I would imagine that maybe she's a hugger. So, that is Strongarm, and I'll tell you what, as soon as they make a Generations version or, a more adult collector level version of Strongarm, which I guarantee they will, okay, it's going to happen. You don't have to worry, they will do it, then we're going to get more Strongarm, because right now, there's a whole generation of kids that are watching that cartoon that love Strongarm. And as they become collectors, Hasbro's not stupid about this stuff. they know that those kids are going to reach an age where they're buying the toys for their own children, and they're going to buy Strongarm because Strongarm is amazing. So yeah, got Strongarm. At some point, I may do a little kit bashing to give her some posability in the legs. That could happen. I could see that happening because I really want to move. I really want to move her legs. I want her to be able to lift her leg because she's got knees. Look, you know, it wouldn't take much. Just be able to lift the leg, and then she'd be able to get into cool poses. She's got the arms for it. You know, I mean, because of this wheel, it makes her look like she has elbows. So, you know, it'll happen. Okay, so anyway, and that's for you, Canadian Ranger. So, yeah, she is a bit of a stomper, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I did do a little bit of a hack already. Here, I'll show you. So, oh wait a minute here. Save transformer back into vehicle mode. Okay, so you've got this. Oh, whoops. Okay, so you got her in the vehicle mode, and then you press the button, and her arms pop out. Well, I made it so that you could actually put the arms back in, and then she looks like a normal truck, except with, you know, she looks lifted. And you still have the suspension in the back, but when the shoulders are collapsed forward, you lose the suspension in the front, which is a little disappointing, but it looks cool this way. You know, now she's a lifted truck, which is even cooler. She's, you know, she looks kind of like the truck that I have outside. So, I didn't lift the truck. It came lifted, but it's really cool. So, anyway, that is Strongarm. She is super, super cool. And I look forward to future versions of Strongarm. So, excellent. So, now, going back to Black Arachnia, since I've been on this live stream for 2 hours, and I promised, yeah, I think it will save Windblade for a future ladies' night, because there's plenty more ladies to go over, and gosh, there was a lot to go over with Arcee. So we have Black Arachnia from the animated series, and I have to say that Black Arachnia toys, you know, the ones that are actually specifically Black Arachnia, I mean, the Tarantulas toys are excellent in their own right, but they really don't make good Black Arachnia toys. But the Black Arachnia toys that are Black Arachnia toys tend to be awesome. This is another one. This is from Transformers Animated. She's got a matte color scheme. You see these, you know, she's kind of gotten a satin finish all over, which really looks good. You know, it's got that, you know, she's got those animated proportions, which are also really nice. And let's go to the super close. So, you know, the spider face looks cool. She's got, you know, individual fangs and little pinchers here. She's got the coppery tips to her legs, which look great. You know, she's got the tiny Black Widow mark on the back of the abdomen here. But she makes a great spider. You know, she just looks really good. There's lots of joints in the legs. You can move her around into all different positions. So, you know, this is, once again, I would think that making a robot, especially a robot that turns into a cool-looking feminine form, that turn into a spider, I would think that would be really hard. And this one, once again, really does a good job. So let's go ahead and transform it. We're going to drop the back legs down. Now this is cool. This is something I haven't seen in other Transformers. The leg splits and you rotate the bottom portion like this. Just like that. And then you flip the foot forward, and that's going to make up that leg. Look at that. Look at how they transform that from a tapering leg that just comes to this needle point, and they turn it into a regular robot leg that has consistent proportions, pretty much from the top of the knee down to the foot. That is so cool. I mean, there's some smart people working at Hasbro and working at Takara that come up with this stuff. And you know what? Hats off to them. TR is off to them, because that's awesome. And so at that point, you have the legs transformed. You know, you flip the feet forward, and then you've got this whole body here. Okay, so you got these legs. You want to just kind of pull them out of the way and pull these legs out, and then you're going to open this panel here on the abdomen, and you're going to push from behind and rotate the head forward, and then the whole body can swing up like this. Okay, so then you can close that little door, and now the spider head can just slide up against her chest. And now you can... Oh, I lost a fang. That is one thing... That is one thing that I've noticed with these tarantula transformers, is bits like to come off. So the mandible goes on like this. What you need to do is, before you move the waist, you twist the mandibles out to the side like that, so that they're pointing out that way. Just like that. Here, I'll show you on the super close. So yeah, you have the mandibles just pointing out like this. And then you can bring the body forward like that. And that way, the mandibles can just kind of collapse against the bottom of the waist there, like that. And so at this point, the robot mode is really starting to take shape. You can twist around the spikes that are on the arms, and that reveals the hands. And yeah, the hands were a little bit visible in the spider mode, but they don't show too much, so I'm not going to be too critical of that. And then you just finesse the joints to get her into a more natural pose. And then these two little spider legs can just fold back, and now you take this, and it's on this double hinge right here. And you close that, because, once again, you have to have the junk in the trunk. It's just, it's always there. It is always there. There's always this butt piece, and you just have to go with it. You just have to accept that is part of what these female Transformers have to deal with. They can't sit down. No sitting. Now, this one also does suffer from that thing where the elbows are positioned in such a way that their hands are in a constant position like this, and you can rotate the arm so that it's forward, but now the elbow is going this way, and you just have to deal with it. The Transformers animated toys were intended for a little bit of a younger audience, so the articulation is usually a little bit more limited, but nonetheless, she does have an excellent robot mode. You know, she looks great. Here she is, and you know, they did a fantastic job. They did not give her ridiculous boob armor, no bustiness. So let's go ahead and go to the super close, so you can see the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks great. You know, very, very Beast Wars. You know, obviously they were taking their cues from the Beast Wars character, and even her personality was very similar. You know, it may not be the same character in terms of universes and storyline, but it was very much the same character in terms of the inspiration and the body, and, you know, just the aesthetics this is Black Arachnia, and she's still Black Arachnia whether she's in Beast Wars or in animated. Now, interestingly, if I remember correctly, Black Arachnia in Transformers Animated used to be Arcee. If I want to say that the reason why Sentinel Prime hated Optimus Prime was because when they were cadets, the three of them, Optimus Prime, Sentinel Prime, and Arcee, did some kind of thing, and it was something that Sentinel Prime wanted to do, and then Arcee was lost, and then later, she was Elita 1. Oh, okay. So, it wasn't Arcee, it was Elita 1. So, nonetheless, kind of an interesting turn of events, but, yes, Kyoji also corrected me. So, okay, just give me the grasshoppers. All right, give me the grasshoppers. We don't need the black box. Give me... Okay, so I was wrong. It was Elita 1. There we go. It's a grasshopper. So, all right, Chipotle. So, yeah, that is Black Arachnia from Animated, and what? I guess it's showing these. Let's see. So in the, I guess these things can rotate around and go up against her shoulders, like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Now I don't like that I can see the insides of the legs. That's less cool, but nonetheless. So yeah, you can have the legs up, or you can have the legs down. You transform her the way that you want. So anyway, that is Black Arachnia, but we still have one more. This is not Black Arachnia, but it was gonna be. This is Arachnid from the Transformers Prime line, 2014, I think. And she turns into a helicopter. Very, very interesting. Oh, Chipotle. So she has these gun things that can attach to the side. She doesn't have any landing gear. Like if you don't have those things on, then she just kind of, I don't know, she kind of doesn't sit. So you kind of have to have the weapons in order for her to be able to sit on a table. Oh, of course. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I like the helicopter mode, but I do wish that it had some landing gear. It needs a little something. Her transform, I'm a little. I'll show you my criticisms. So to transform her, you've got the legs, and you just kind of split the back end here. You're just gonna pull the back end apart a little bit like that, and then these tail pieces kind of go back like this, like that, sort of like tuxedo tails. And in the show, she's always using these tentacles that she's got that make up the rotors, sort of like spider legs. But in the toy, because there's no way to lock this spinner or to make it to make it hold a position, they kind of flop around a lot. So what I tend to do is, I'll rotate this around You know, this has kind of a neat joint here that allows it to go, to flip over. And I kind of stick this one in between the tails of the, you know, those two tail things. And then I can either have these things down at the bottom, or I can, you know, have them up, or I could flip it around like this and then have that in between those tail pieces and bring these forward. And once you've got those tail pieces out, the bottom of the helicopter, oh, excuse me, I've got grasshopper in my throat. There we go. So, and now, so the nose of the helicopter folds down like this, and you can open the cockpit and then fold it down like that and close it. And then the arms, you just pull out from the side, and you can push the whole back portion of the helicopter up to reveal the head. And then the hands just flip out here. And the hands flip out here. And the shoulder joints are very, very stiff, and I'm always afraid of breaking them. But they do come out just a little bit more. I'm gonna make sure that the back is as far up as it can go. Here we go. There we go. Okay, went a little bit further, and now we can drop down those shoulder joints just a little bit more. So they go like this. Very stiff. That might be it. Is that it? Oh, there we go. There we go. I knew it went more. There we go. Yeah. Very stiff. I don't like that. I mean, I like when the joints are reasonably stiff, but when it's so stiff that I'm afraid of breaking the plastic, that's not comfortable. And so here you go. You've got this robot mode, and she's got these cool, creepy tentacle things, which you know, can be on her back, but essentially she's just a helicopter that kind of went you know, like she didn't so much transform as she was scrunched up to be a helicopter, and then she just stands up, and now she's, you know, sort of like a GoBot, you know, sort of like a GoBot transform. And you know, I like that she's still got some cool body dynamics. Let's go ahead to the super close. So it's not that she looks bad in robot mode, and she doesn't look bad in vehicle mode, but the transformation is very, very simplistic, and she's not very posable. You know, you can see the body, and you know, also you see how the hands are just sort of riveted on here like this. I mean, she doesn't really even have so much of an arm as she has just panels that are riveted together with a hand sticking out of the end. So, you know, and then you try and get her into a cool pose, and you know, the shoulders don't move far enough away from the body to be able to do much. You know, you can kind of do sort of something like this. The legs are very, like, you can't get the legs to go up at all. There's very little hip articulation, and of course we don't want to miss this, stiletto heels, because you know, absolutely she would want stiletto heels. Actually, you know what? I can buy that Black Arachnia would want stiletto heels. But still, it's like, why does it always have to... I happen to know lots of women that wear sneakers. Monica wears sandals a lot. They don't have heels. I've seen lots of women's shoes that do not have high heels. And you know what? I've also seen women's feet. And you know what? Women's feet do not have like a long heel bone that sticks down from. You know what? Women's feet look a lot like men's feet, except, you know, nicer. Like here. Okay, this is my foot. Okay, you see how the heel is right here? Well, guess what? Women's heels do the same thing. There's no extra bone here. So, you know, and I understand that Transformers are a race of robots from another universe or another planet, but let's face it, they are based off of human physiology when we're talking about toy design, and women they're not born with heels. That being said, you know, it is, you know, it's a very distinctly feminine form, but you know, it's a little cheap, a little bit lightweight, and, you know, not really a lot of posability. You know, and you got these things, and you can kind of put these in the hands. There we go. We'll put those in the hands so that she can like shoot stuff at enemies and do stuff. So yeah, okay. Thank you, Canadian Ranger. Strongarm. Wait, where's Strongarm? Give me Strongarm. Okay. Strongarm. Look at those feet. Okay. Normal feet. Okay. Hey. Okay, everybody, move away from this. I promise this will be short. Hasbro, look, see, you know how to make a female robot with normal feet. Look, you've done it. You can do this again. Okay, and you know, even if it's a female looking robot, it doesn't have to have come and get me boots on. Okay? This is silly. You don't need that. Come on. Respect.
We now return to the Transformers.
Okay, thank you. Everybody can come back. So, yeah, and apparently had the animated series lasted longer. This was from... No, this wasn't from animated. This is Prime. Apparently there was a plan for eventually Arachnid to become Black Arachnia, but the show didn't last long enough, and it just never happened. So, you know, obviously there was a heavy influence, you know, Arachnid, her personality, even a lot of her body dynamics. She was very clearly intended to be Black Arachnia in some form, and so I include her. But, yeah, I want to like this toy better, but it does have some issues. And so, since we are 2 hours and 22 minutes into this live stream, I'm not going to talk about Windblade. I'm going to save that for a future Ladies' Night episode, but I guess that's it. I think that's it. We didn't get through everything. I know, I spent too long talking about Arcee. But, you know, this is the part where I thank everybody for joining me on these. I really appreciate all of you coming in and spending your Friday nights. You know, that's what makes it worth doing. So, thank you so much, and we will do this again next week. And I look forward to it, and I look forward to seeing all of you, Osaka Jack, and Kyoji, and Canadian Ranger. I hope that this is not the last time that we see you, even if we're not talking about Strongarm. But hey, you know, anytime any of you have requests, just let us know, okay? Either comment in the videos or message Monica on Twitter. But let us know what you want to see, because I've got a lot of toys and I love talking about them. So, thank you, Joy. I'm so glad that I got to see you. Thank you, Nathan, Fillion, Connie, and Collini, and Hope, and everybody. Did I miss anybody? So, all right. You have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week.